Let's just spin here. Hey, good morning, everyone. Let's see, I think I'm on. Today's Monday, October 21st, 2024. Welcome to the live stream we're going to live stream for some futures trading. We're going to be doing the SP 500 and which is the ES, and Q, which is the Nasdaq for primarily. I mean, these are the two markets we primarily trade. We may look at some other things as well, but that's primarily the two markets that we trade. So welcome, and market has 12 minutes to the opening. So we're going to be on standby, and typically we don't trade for at least 15 minutes into the market. So we have some time to talk about what we're looking at here as far as the big picture for the day. So when I look at my 30-minute chart, looking at some definitely overnight, we had some sell-off on the ES. And also now from Friday, we had a nice positive day on Friday, but the gap top was all the way down here. So we essentially we probably bearish in this market this morning. Bearish because bearish because we have some value gaps on the overhead here, and also until we take this high out, I don't think we should try to, or even the previous high. So that's a lower high than this, and we got a lower high over here as well. So I wouldn't be surprised that this market goes into this area, goes up here and turn around to the downside. That's what I'm looking big picture for the ES. As far as the NQ, we can look at that real quick. Really similar scenario, because these two markets, they really kind of mirror one another most of the time. So again, they may go back to the opening, to the Globex opening here. That's this zone, and turn back to the downside. Now, we're always open to the market going higher as well, especially overall. When you look at the daily, this market has been grinding higher and higher. So we'll be definitely open for that as well. So I think primarily we're looking to sell this market this morning. But if the opportunity presents itself, the order flow lines up, we may be going higher as well. So, and especially it's a Monday. So one of the reasons that on Monday I can be a little bit non-committal to the direction, because I equate Monday as a plane taking off and they're going west, but sometimes they have to head east first before they get their bearing. So I'd say right now it's today will be a day that we're going to observe a lot, and probably don't trade until late in the morning, maybe after 10 or even after 10:30, when we have the initial balance established. So with that, it's 9:22. I'm gonna go downstairs for a second and come back with a cup of tea. You can already see my voice not in the best shape. So let me go make a cup of tea, and I'll be back in a little bit here. Okay, so just bear with me here. I'm gonna put this up. We'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. Let's see what we have here. It's 9:31. Market just shot up, it looks like. And which is not surprising at all. They have to basically clear or balance the overnight inventory, because overnight we were short. So whoever was short, now they're trying to take their profits and people trying to position themselves. So we're definitely gonna see some back and forth here at the open. Again, there's some selling already happening. Selling happening right now, like predicted. So far, it looks like it's going as. Okay, I was looking at. Let me look at. Yes, these two I probably want to make them. And unlink them and just make this one the yes. But over here, we can definitely look at the bigger picture chart. Like I draw it up earlier. Definitely too early to take any position. It just it's going to a resistance area right now. The ES. We're gonna let this market settle and see what we could make of it. So in the meantime, let me explain my the way I have my chart set up. On the top left, I have my entry chart for the ESMES, which is I'm using the unit wrinkle bar. And bottom left, I'm looking. It's a structure chart, but it's a shorter time frame, 5 minutes. So I can see the different swings that's happening. Also, I have some support and resistance levels drawn down here. And my top middle, we're looking at another entry chart that I use, the mean Renko bar. Again, those bars allow you to get into the market a little quicker than waiting for like a minute bar to close. But again, you have to use it. Everything needs to be used in context. Not because the bar closed up, it's going to be a bullish move and vice versa. So, again, I got support and resistance levels here. I got some fair value gaps on the 2000 tick chart. Same thing down here in the middle. We have the Union Renko for the NQ, MNQ. Bottom right, we have the 30-minute, which give us the longer term picture of the market. So, at least for the day, we can look at overall where we're heading, where we may be heading. And on the top right is again minute chart, 3 minute. More like I use this. If I want to do entry on the minute chart, I have my V1 there, and I have some, again, fair value gap based on the 9-minute chart, and I have some trend lines on my one, so I can see, when a trend line is broken, because a lot of those trend lines can be used as support or resistance, also breakout levels. Even though I don't trade breakout per se, but I gotta know, if there's a trend line break one way or the other. Let's say we're in a bullish market and there's a trend line break to the upside, after a pullback, and that trend line got broken. So it could be a good entry to go long. A bearish scenario would be when there's a trend line broken to the downside after a pullback. So it's those are good levels to know. Like right now, there's a trend line being broken to the upside. And if you look on the top right, so it's above VWAP. So far, we have an bullish open. So will it stay that way? Only time will tell. So we just gotta wait for setups and wait for the right time. You hear all the time, timing is everything in life. In trading, it's so true, because when you look at this market now, let's go to the bigger picture. Look at what happened Friday. Friday, you could have made money both ways. You could have made money to the downside when the market just opened in the Globex, and then it reversed all the way to about the open. Basically went all the way when it opened at 9:30. Again, that was a nice little sell-off, pullback, and went way back up again in that fair value gap. So it's same thing today. Open, sell off, but it's been buying since 8:30. Since 8 o'clock the market closed higher. This bar here closed higher. This green bar, even though it wasn't the best looking candle to go long, but hey, so far, when I'm looking at the ES here, from that bottom, we have moved about 20 points, 1975 to be more exact. But we're at the fair value gap now, and there's some selling happening. So we have to let this candle close, really, because especially it's on Monday, we're going to have to wait for at least 10 o'clock to say, hey, which way I want to be trading today. Or at least, some days I trade both ways. So it depends on what the market is doing. Today we're going to be trading probably until lunchtime, early lunchtime, maybe go from there. So while we wait, I think I'm probably going to step away again and for a little bit here. I'm back. It looks like this market is grinding higher. So let's see. It's again 9:50. About 10 more minutes. We'll have a close bar on the 30-minute chart. We'll know where the 30-minute will be closing. Not that we'll have a definitive direction for the market, because this market can change direction at any time. This is part of the market being sometimes unpredictable. Actually, most of the time. We are just traders, and we follow what the market does. We're not trying to be analysts, trying to predict the future. You don't have to predict the future to be a profitable and successful trader. You just got to follow what the market is doing. And if you can do that most of the time, and you have some good risk management in place, you'll be able to definitely come out to be a winner at the end. We had a resistance here, so let's see what happened next. Now we got a green background saying different time frames are lining up to the upside. So selling here would be a little bit more risky, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little push down here, or at least a push down from here to go down below here and go back higher. Or if we go down, they may keep going up like they're doing now. So definitely pushing up. Now let me go and look at my other screen. Yeah, they're definitely pushing this market higher now. So yeah, got about 6 more minutes for the candle to close. Under 30 minutes. One thing I usually do at the beginning, but today I didn't do that yet, which is looking at what the European market did overnight. So let me open this window. Look at one place I like to look at is this marketwatch.com. Look at some headlines, but Europe, everything was negative. Europe's still open a little bit. A couple more hours, I think, left here for the European market. FTSE fairly flat. DAX definitely down. The CAC 40, which is the French market, down. Stock 600. Well, Asia, I'm not surprised that Asia was down as well. Forex, I still trade Forex, but not as much as I used to. Euro down. The yen is up. So the yen is a currency that typically it's a risk-off currency. So when it's up, that means the market could be down. And that's why you probably saw overnight the Asian market was down. It was down. Look at the rates, the yields. Okay, up a little bit. And which are in the futures. Now we know already that this market, gold is up, silver is up, crude oil is up. Again, gold, silver up. Typically, gold can be used as an edge against the market, even though that correlation is getting less and less stronger, because sometimes we have a big bullish day in the equity markets, and gold is still up too. So right now we're getting some. Let me go back. I'm looking at my other screen. We're getting some pullback here, and the SP and the Nasdaq. Like I said earlier, we had a resistance level. Got three more minutes for the 30-minute to close. The scenario I would like to see here is this, because again, I'm favoring the shorts. That doesn't mean the market is going to go short, but if it's going to go lower, I'd like to see a pullback toward those highs again, even a failure, and maybe take that swing out. If they take that swing out after the failure, that could be a place to go, break it down here, come back this, going down, or we can we can keep going higher. So, but as far as my bias for the day would be, going lower. Even though right now when I'm looking at, and it's so early, can't tell much, but when I'm looking at the overall calls and puts, other screens here, we're looking at, put it down. I'll put it down here. Or should I? I'm put it up here. Down here. Okay, so I'm looking at my other screen here. So far, yeah, everything is, there's a lot of those Magnificent Seven. And if you don't know what the Magnificent Seven are, is the seven really biggest stock in the markets that kind of move the market. They account for really a lot of the market share. So usually the way they go, the market goes. And I'm looking right now, Nvidia, Netflix, Amazon, they're all like green as far as the flow. Tesla, though, there's some, when you're looking at the call premiums, they're negative. Nvidia, Netflix, Amazon, these are top flows right now as far as call premiums. So people expecting those to go higher, even though calls sometimes can be used as a hedge, because sometimes people could be short the market, but they want to buy call to protect themselves because options can be used as insurance. So it doesn't always. Apple is negative as far as the flows, but so far overall, when I'm looking at the option flow, it's positive, meaning this market, we might get a bullish market today too. But so far, it's kind of too early to tell. I'm going to, stay with my plan, which is to put this over here so I can see. I'm going to stick to my plan to see what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to mute for a second here and step away for a minute, for a second. All right, I'm back. Basically, here we in waiting mode. Definitely everything is pointing bullish, though. My only concern is we're looking at, when I'm looking at this here, we are only at retail. Price is getting expensive here, but also we at that resistance. So I wouldn't want it to break here, come back down to it, and go higher. Until that happens, I don't think I'm ready to buy this market yet. Now we're above the round number, so that's a sign too. If we're gonna stay above the round number, this market might be going higher, and no high here could be a sign that we might be going higher. Now, on the micro view, I'm looking at this on the Renko. It gives me a little more clarity as far as what price is doing. If we were to break this level, goes higher and come back and test it, we might be open to go higher too. So right now it's really in the range. I think whichever way, if it goes below the number, the round number here, below 5,900, we're gonna favor some shorts. Above 59.05, we're gonna probably try to go long. But this market, as you can see, is very hesitant right now. And we got a big wick on that 30 minutes. So meaning buyers got it all the way up here, but they couldn't really sustain, they couldn't maintain that buying pressure. So maybe the sell gonna materialize here. And right now it's 10.05. So we'll see what happens. Definitely ranging here. So we're not gonna be too quick to take a position. Patience pays in trading. As a matter of fact, the market pays you to be patient. Because Because a lot of times as traders, we think, oh, the more I trade, the more money I make. Usually it's the opposite. The less you trade, the more money you make, because you get to be more selective. You want to wait for your setups. You want to wait for the market to reveal its hands, even though right now the NQ is kind of flying higher. So we could see this happening here with the ES. I honestly think if we get above this, we might be still going higher here. And looking at my order flow chart, let me look at it real quick here. I have it. Yeah, the order flow is got some positive delta. The cumulative delta is negative because of the overnight session, but it's getting higher and higher. Yeah, there you go. I think right now we're resistance zone here. Also, is something that we got to be looking out for. The cumulative delta for the day is getting almost in the positive side. So, and that includes the overnight session. So meaning after all that selling in the overnight, now we're getting back into positive delta, meaning we're having, almost, it's basically flat right now, about 100, 99. So it's telling us that we're having a lot of aggressive buying since 8:30, since 8 o'clock really, to raise all that. And we have a cumulative delta that is positive, and we're not even at the high of the session. And the bigger, there's a trend line kind of broken here too to the upside. And remember, the overall theme of this market has been higher. Yeah, it's been a higher market. So yeah, I mean, that's why we wait. Sometimes you come into the day with a bias, or you look at the market and you say, hey, this is the way it may be going, but you just wait for it to actually show you. Now that was a retest of those highs, and we got some aggressive buyers here. If this bar closed lower, that could be a sign that some buyers got trapped up there. Okay, so it's going higher. And the Magenta numbers are aggressive sellers. That means there's some imbalance on those levels on the sell side. So again, still not clear between those two levels here. It's really not clear what's going to happen. Because of that, we're going to stay on the sideline. It's 10:09. Let's see what happens. And I don't think there's any news today, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. But I don't think there's any news. Usually, because I used to trade Forex a lot. Forex Factory is usually the site that I automatically goes to for news. Yeah, there's nothing today, Monday. And I always look at the red items on Forex Factory. The way you do that, you go to a filter right here. Yeah, the filter, the little green, and you can filter, if it's medium impact, low impact, or very low impact. So I usually go for the high impact news. These are usually the ones that move the markets. So looking at this week here, just move this so I can look on my other screen while I'm talking about the weekly calendar here for news, for economic news. 9:45 on a Wednesday, we got some Canadian dollar news. It's going to probably affect crude oil. Crude oil is highly correlated to Canadian dollar. And then we're not going to really have much U.S. news until Thursday. So we got some unemployment claims that we have every week. Every Thursday we have that. 8:30 Eastern. All those times are Eastern time. Friday we'll have some Canadian news. So this is a week as far as the U.S. is concerned. It's very kind of light. Can even look into next week. I know next week we'll probably gonna have non-farm payroll might be after the election. It is before the election. Okay, I thought they were gonna leave it after, but it's gonna be right before the Friday before the U.S. election. So all right, yeah, non-farm payroll is usually happening every first Friday of the month. So we're going to keep in mind Wednesday, we're going to have some news next week. So, but if we focus on this week here, there's not much as far as news is concerned. Let's go back to, again, we're still in that area, taking buys and sells. At this point, in the 5 minute, we had a close to the upside in the previous bar. Yeah, order flow is kind of really going back and forth. The cumulative delta is slightly positive, which is 100 contracts. It's not much. So I'm not one of those traders that trade breakout per se, but we definitely could see a breakout to the upside here with everything lining up the way it is. But breakouts, unfortunately, most breakouts are false breakouts. Now, let's look at the top right chart. Let's pay attention to that. Again, this is why over here, if you buy here, you may get trapped to the upside here because the institutions looks like they're selling. So anything, if I have the red down here, everything is kind of red, and you see those arrows, those triangles to the downside. Again, this is not a signal to go short or long, but gives you an idea of what's happening in the background. It takes into account the advanced decline ratios and lots of market internals going into this, tell you what's really going on. And we see the NQ already pushing down a little bit. Now, the NQ will be interesting. Let me put this over here so I can look at the NQ on the Unirenco. I'd like to see with the NQ, if I were to go short here, I'd like to see a little pullback and down. Let's see if we're gonna get that. Right now, it's a tight zone. Looks like we're going back to that resistance area. There's a big fight happening right now. Technically, everything is pointing to the upside here. So coming in, we're like, okay, we'll make it a sell-off today, but everything looks like it's pointing higher. So let's see what happens. At this point here, we said this market wants to go higher. So we're gonna try to go with it. Go with the flow. The structure is up on the 5 minute. Yeah, with that push up, we anticipated here. Again, the thing is, we ride at some really significant levels. We're at the overnight high at this moment. So what I'd like to see happening now then would be a pullback, maybe to this level, and then we can engage long. If the market give us that chance, because this area here, which is this band, it's like now it was resistance. Past resistance will become future support. So based on that principle, this should serve as support here. So if we get a negative bar, a couple of negative bars down, and one to the upside, it's only 16 seconds into the 1 minute candle. We're already at a few hundred contracts. So let's see what happens. So because it's Monday, we're gonna trade possibly the ES instead of the MNQ. MNQ could be a little crazy. Give me another bar down, because I don't want to be buying all the way up here, because that would be really buying close to the previous high. But sometimes they may just want it up. Definitely at a resistance area here too, because this brown line, that dotted brown line, is what I call my line in the sand. Typically, if the market is below this, you should probably try to sell it. If it's above, you should probably look for buys. So if it gets above that and close above that, we might be more and more looking like a buy. In fact, when I remember we said, oh yeah, if we come back and give us that, we could sell, but it never did. So that's why you have to have rules in trading, because it never gave us that opportunity to short it. Because we're thinking about shorting, that doesn't mean we should. And this market clearly right now, its momentum is to the upside. Now, with the MNQ, NQ could come back to this level, which is why extend this here and give us and then shoot to the upside. I'm open to both instruments at the moment, but preferably the ES, or we could do the NQ as well. So in the previous video, I talked about if you look at my video Friday, we talked about a double pullback. So that might be happening here with the NQ. Pulls back a little bit, then give you another pullback, sometime the same or deeper, a deeper pullback. Then we can say, hey, then we want to engage long. And so far, I'm looking at my other screen here. Definitely the calls. The call premiums are heading higher, and so officially, when I look at the options flow, it said the sentiment is bullish, and right now we're getting a nice red bar. Now, this on the right, top right, we're having we're above the view up, the Globex view up. But at the same time here, we're gonna probably get an order to go long if the bar closes higher. If we have a bullish bar on this, we're gonna go long here. That's 59.06 and a half. And this tool, the NDT, allows me to just quickly place my order by just pressing one button exactly where I want it, based on where the bar is gonna close. So I don't have to worry about fumbling with the chart trader. I mean, which is fine. The chart trader could be definitely a good tool, but I think the NDT is superior when it comes to order execution. Because trading, a lot of it is not only you gotta have a plan, but you need to know how to execute that plan quickly. And again, this is now if you close lower, the order is gonna cancel automatically. So I'm only gonna go long if the market says, hey, we're heading higher. Or sometimes you may take you in long too, but it turns around on you. So this market, anything can happen at any time. Wait here for, that could be the selling we're looking for too, because again, the institutions, everything, all the market internals are really bearish. So, in fact, before this, I'm just gonna cancel this order for now. I'm gonna cancel this order to go long. I can definitely see some selling happening here now. Break this little trend line in the 3 minute. So we always want to enter the market on the pullback. Now, or ideally, sometimes it may not even give you the opportunity to do that. So like right now, we're not going to chase this either way, short or long. What I'd like to see, getting some of our oscillators getting red too. Look at the NQ selling off. Again, we're not going to chase that. We're going to wait for pullback. And also, this is an area that might bounce it too. It's view up, the Globex view up. Yeah, I think the sellers are trying to take over here. Gray background means, the market is not in sync on the multiple time frame. There's no sync. There's no agreement. So that's another reason to kind of stay out for now. But if we were to get pullback that fails to make a new high, come back even goes to a negative bar, bearish bar, will probably try to go short here. Let's look at the big picture. Big picture, you really, when you look at that big value gap, you hit it and get it rejected automatically. Now, I look at fibs. Fib level is probably 78.6. Yeah, 78.6. So, and it came back down. It's coming down now. So, let's see if we can get an entry to the downside here. It's 10:27, so about 3 minutes to 10:30. So, again, that could have been the initial balance high. Yeah, that's another structure chart that I have here. That's a 3-minute chart. Oh, no, that's not it. That's a 30-minute, but I do have it on this side here. Yeah, trend line broken to the downside. Yeah, this level, that line in the sand, 59.07 and a half definitely held. You hit it and turn right back around. Now we're at a support level on that blue line here, which is 58.99.50. Preferably at this point, what I'd like to see happening is come back to this zone and give me a negative buy and sell. We're not going to chase this sell. We are not going to chase this. We're going to wait for our spots to get in. I believe we will. If we wait enough, we will get that spot to get in short. And look at the top flows in the market. Wow, they're really selling off. We're at a support level too in the ES. So right now, selling now would be chasing. Also, it's at a support level. And market internals are bearish, but based on the option flow, bullish. But I can see the calls going lower. Nasdaq is about to go back into that little congestion zone. I wasn't surprised to see the ES go back to the round number at 5,900 and sell off from there. Nasdaq is right around that round number too. 20,500. Yellow bar means indecisions. Yeah, we probably should wait for the ES here. I want to wait for a higher pullback. It's at the round number at 99. Sorry, not 99. 5,900, which is exactly what the Globex VWAP is. If we get the double pullback on the NQ here, we might go short the NQ instead. Okay, we want short NQ here. Now, where can we go? As far as levels, where could we go for the NQ? Let's see. From the high to here. There's no certainty in trading. There's always risk. So right now, looks like we have picked the right direction. So where this may go is, I think, 428 could be my ultimate target here. I'm going to give it definitely some more room if it's going to move. Right now, we can say if we go below this red band, I think I'll probably going to give my stop. I'm going to time my stop to half. Reduce my risk to half because I was risking 15 points. So, but again, sometimes they bounce things like this here and tag you out. And NQ looks like it wants to sell off. So just reduce my risk by half. Technically, really, I mean, being up 20 points in the NQ right now, we could say we virtually break even, put it at 94.50, 94.75, give it 2 ticks of room. So I'm risking 2 ticks at the moment, which is virtually break even. So now, again, based on my projection here on my other chart, we're looking at about 425, really. We could clear all those things here. Yeah, which is right on top of that next support level. So I like that. So put it at 425. All we gotta do is wait and manage the trade. So this trade either is gonna be a break-even trade or it's gonna be a nice winner. So that's why sometimes I trade the NQ instead of the ES. Even the ES, I like to, sometimes I prefer it better. But if I enter here in the ES, I'd be up maybe less than 2 points. The NQ, I'm already, even though now there's a difference in the tick value. The NQ is only $5 a tick. ES is $12, $12.50 a tick. So, well, as you can see here, they're going to clear all that liquidity to the downside. And if this trade works, I think technically I'll be done trading. Now what I'll be doing is capture about 15 points, which was my target just got filled. So the market just is going so fast, even the chart looking and catching up with it. So my target got filled right there. Yeah, my target, because price was at 425. Yeah. The market's moving so fast, even the drawing wasn't catching up with the market. So it's a nice, we went short at 20,494 in the quarter. And we got fail here at 20,425, which is about 70 points on the NQ. 280 ticks almost. That's a nice morning. It's a nice morning here. Again, we put our target on top of that support for a reason, because it was already projected the market could bounce there. Not will bounce there, but could. Because a lot of times when we approach the market, we know what's going to happen, and we get married to our scenario that we have painted in our head. We think, okay, that's going to happen for sure, so I'm going to bet the farm, or I'm just going to hang on to something that's not working. So 280 ticks today here in this trade. Again, why did we take this trade? We'll look at different factors. One of them was the fact that the institutions were bearish. So we always want to trade with smart money. It's a no-brainer. The name of the channel is Smart Money Trading. So that's what we want to do. We want to trade with smart money. Institution were all the market internals were to the downside, even though the market will open higher. it went higher on the open. When we look at the 30-minute, if we're looking, this is not something, this drawing here, this particular one, I didn't make this. If you look at the beginning of the video, you can rewind and look at the beginning of the video. This is where I said possibly we would probably get a return back. At that time was 9:30. If you look at my time right now, it's 9:30 at the bottom. This candle was the green candle, open up. So when it gets to this level, we should see a sell-off. We could see a sell-off. And that's what's happening right now. Oh, actually, this is the ES. Same thing with the NQ. And I did this drawing at I think it was even before 9:30, before the market opened. I said in that zone. Now the NQ is a little wild. It went higher and get that swing out and get some people long. That's what you call a stop run. They run the stops up there, and then now they're selling it off. Now, if it doesn't close below this green zone, we could see some higher move for the rest of the day. But it's 10:43 on a Monday. I'm not gonna overtrade. That one and done trade is enough. Sometimes in the trading, it's not how many trades you take, it's the quality of the trades. Close to 70 points, close to 280 ticks on the NQ, MNQ. So I'm gonna call it a day. Looking at the stream here, we don't have any comments. So I'm gonna call it a day, guys, and I'm gonna be doing edit this video. All I do when I edit it, I just remove all the silences, all the pauses. I don't take anything out. So you can always look at the full raw video, the live stream itself. But it's something that we're gonna be editing in the next couple hours. I'll have the video up, just a shortened version of this live stream. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and if that's something that you want to trade along with us, and just looking at the market from a perspective of somebody that's been trading close to 2 decades, definitely welcome to this family here, this community. So with that, good luck, God bless, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.